Hi and welcome. Today I have an art card, and with all my art cards, it's not an artist trading card. It is a 3x4 piece of cardstock or mixed media card. In this case, I am using Bristol Smooth mixed media paper, and I'm going to start with this Tim Holtz stencil. It's one of my favorite stencils. And then some distress ink in pumice stone. It's kind of a grayish brown color. It's real nice neutral. But I'm just adding it throughout the card. And when you're checking, you can kind of hold it in place and peel it back and make sure that you've got the coverage you want before you just remove it, although they're pretty easy to line up if you just put them back on. So I'm taking this tissue paper from Tim Holtz, and this one I think is called, I think it's documented, but let me just give it a look again. Just want to make sure I get the right one. Photographic. Yeah, I always get those two mixed up. Yeah, Photographic. And I wanted something kind of narrow and tall, and this one was kind of next up, and it actually is perfect. So it's like an old-time Ferris wheel, and I'm going to put it on my card, and to do that you put some Collage medium down first and then some Collage medium on top of it, trying to be really careful to have no wrinkles, but that's not always the case. And you saw me with my water pen, and that's just so that I don't have any straight edges. Straight edges are really hard to conceal, and so I always use my water pen to kind of rip it out. And there I was just using my little catalyst wedge to smooth out anything that might be left on top and help with the wrinkles. This one's a real simple one, and it's gonna go fast. So next I'm using a different stencil, also from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to add a little bit of opaque texture paste to it. And this one will kind of, I mean, if you really stretch your imagination, it will kind of look like there is stars in the sky. But they're going to be, by the end of it, they're going to be kind of a dirty white, so not really bright stars. So I have a brand new texture paste jar, and so I'm using my little palette knife, and I'm only putting it at the top. And that will take a couple hours to dry, so I put that aside so that it will dry. You can't really use your heat tool because it will bubble, and which if you like that, that's fine, but I tend to like it flat. And just so that you can see those stars and they don't just fall into the background and be invisible, I added a little spray ink and trying to remember what color I used, and I don't, but probably just a neutral brown, it looks like. And I just spray it so that it kind of goes around the texture paste to kind of emphasize them a little bit. And I'm drying the ink, not the texture paste. So I'm kind of going along with the theme of the Ferris wheel, and I had these, they're the miniature paper dolls from Tim Holtz, and it's just a group of kids, and I thought that would be perfect for the Ferris wheel. And so I'm going to add a little bit of distress crayon. So to do that, I added some collage medium to the top of the paper dolls. It's easier to apply and remove, if necessary, the distress crayon. So I give that a quick dry, but it's pretty quick drying anyways. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color, not a whole lot. I mean, their clothes are mostly dark. So I'm going to give this little girl a little bluish apron or whatever it is she has on there. And then I think this is a little girl too, because if not, I think she'd be the only boy, but I'm not sure. But it doesn't matter. I'm giving them yellow, and then I'm just adding a little bit of pink, either worn lipstick or I have a Victorian velvet, I think, color that also is good, just to add a little pinkness to the face so they don't look so gray. And once that's dry, it's on there. And the flowers just kind of be in the background of it, just to, again, to add some color and some more interest. The flowers themselves don't have a lot of color, which kind of goes still with the neutral look of the whole card. I'm going around with the edges with some vintage photo just to kind of give the card an edge, an end. Helps it not to just float in the air. And I do the same thing with the flowers so they're not really white. And I'm going to glue them onto the card. And because there is a little bit of texture paste, I have to do it, hold it a little longer than normal. And because I sprayed around my texture paste stars, I'm just coming back with my stencil, showing you how it's pretty easy to line it back up, but I'm just adding some of that stencil color back in. And I'm going to add the paper dolls, but I'm going to find a little scrap of a number strip or a paper strip. These are a bunch of strips of all the paper designs of Tim Holtz. I wasn't sure if I'd use these a lot, but I really do like them. And so I'm just picking out one that's kind of neutral, and I'm going distress it a little bit and make it so it's like a little ledge or a bench or something that these kids are going to sit on, because they are sitting. And I'm just going to glue that to the back of the paper dolls. And I'm going to glue that on, and I'm going to do it so that the front row kids' feet are dangling off the card just a tiny bit. And I'm going to add a sentiment. And I found one that said, thinking of earlier days, which I thought was perfect because maybe you're remembering going to the fair with some friends. And I'm using the clippings sticker book from Tim Holtz. Even though it's a sticker, I still use glue. And that's the last thing I do. I have some final pictures coming up, but I hope you enjoyed it. It was a quick, fast, fun one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you along with me to do some arting. But if you already have and you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Other than that, y'all have a great day.